This video is brought to you by Brilliant. Today, Putin replaces Shoigu, prosecutors threaten to sue the EU Commission, and a German court makes a ruling on the AfD. From TLDR News, this is your daily briefing for Monday the 13th of May 2024. We start the daily briefing today in Russia, where President Vladimir Putin has, over the weekend, decided to replace one of the biggest and most influential security officials, Sergei Shoigu. Despite previously having no experience in the military, Shoigu was appointed as Defence Minister back in 2012, and is known as a close friend of Vladimir Putin, with him reportedly having holidayed with him numerous times and regularly going fishing together in Siberia. Since the war in Ukraine began, questions have been asked about Shoigu's position as Defence Minister though. Last year, Shoigu was embroiled in a public feud with the head of the Wagner mercenary group, Yevgeny Prigozhin, over Russia's performance in the war. This ended in Prigozhin dying in a plane crash in August last year. This did shore up Shoigu's position, however questions remained about Russia's lack of progress and the spiralling costs associated with the invasion of Ukraine. It was only a few weeks ago that Russia's security services arrested Timur Ivanov, a deputy defence minister. He was arrested on corruption charges, a move seen as a step by Putin to try and weaken Shoigu. Putin has replaced Shoigu with Andrei Belousov, a civilian economist with very little military experience. About the appointment, Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov explained that the Kremlin wanted to appoint an economic official to run the defence ministry. This was especially important because, reportedly, Russia's security budget has now ballooned to 6.6% of GDP. Peskov added that while this isn't a critical number for now, we are gradually getting closer to the situation in the mid-1980s when the share of spending on security was just 4%. Additionally, Peskov explained that the change in the defence ministry will encourage innovation, and on the battlefield, he who is more open to innovation wins. At this stage, the president has decided that a civilian should run the defence ministry. Shoigu has now been moved to the Security Council, replacing Nikolai Patrushev. There's more on the way, but remember to subscribe and ring the bell for more daily briefing tomorrow. Plus, if you want to support the channel like Ben Peterson, then consider joining the new TLDR membership programme for just $1.99. Top European prosecutors have threatened the European Commission with legal action over a proposed budget cut. Established in 2021, the European Public Prosecutor's Office, or EPPO, is a key institution leading cross-border investigations into financial crimes affecting the EU. It saw an increase in investigations in 2021, particularly related to the EU's COVID recovery fund. However, the EPPO is now concerned that it won't be able to operate effectively and work to combat crimes affecting the financial interests of the bloc if the budget reduction happens. The Commission's decision to cut IT support worth around €5 million is particularly alarming for the prosecutor's office. As such, they've launched an amicable settlement procedure with the Commission, the final step before litigation. The Commission has denied any attempt to interfere with the EPPO's independence and strongly rebuts any insinuation that the Commission decision in the budgetary procedure has any link with the investigation of the EPPO. This fresh controversy surrounding the Commission emerges as the Commission's president, Ursula von der Leyen, is under investigation over interference in public functions, destruction of SMS, corruption, and conflict of interest in connection with the COVID-19 vaccine negotiations. In fact, prosecutors from the EPPO have taken over the case investigating von der Leyen from Belgian prosecutors. Germany's Federal Constitutional Court has today ruled that the far-right Alternative for Deutschland, or AfD party, can be classified as a suspected extreme right-wing organisation, meaning it could be placed under formal surveillance. The court ruled that large parts of the party saw people with an immigrant background as second-class citizens, which amounts to discrimination under German law. Germany's Interior Minister Nancy Faeser welcomed the decision and said that the verdict shows that the country is a defensive democracy. For context, the AfD has been embroiled in scandals for months, including allegations linking its members to espionage for Russia and China. In January, it was also revealed that AfD politicians had held a secret meeting with white supremacists late last year to discuss deporting millions of people, including German citizens with immigrant backgrounds. While the court ruling will be welcomed by mainstream politicians, some analysts say it will do little to harm the AfD's chances in the upcoming EU Parliament elections, as the party is still polling in second nationally at 18%, and has been largely unaffected by similar scandals in the past. Over to Spain now, where Catalonia's regional elections saw the Catalan Socialist Party, or PSC, led by Spain's former health minister Salvador Illa, come out on top at the expense of increasingly unpopular pro-independence parties. While no party managed to secure a majority set at 68 seats, with 99% of the votes counted, Illa managed to gain his socialists 42 seats in the 135-seat parliament. The hardline pro-independence Together for Catalonia party of the former regional president Carles Puigdemont was second with 35 seats. The incumbent, more moderate separatist party, the ERC, had 20 seats. In fact, it was the ERC who called snap elections in Catalonia after failing to reach an agreement on the region's budget with other parties. Overall, nationalist parties lost a lot of ground in the elections, a big blow for the independence movement. Support for independence has dropped to 42% from 49% in 2017, as the issue of independence has been overshadowed by other issues plaguing the region, such as drought, the housing crisis, and immigration. But the silver lining here for Puigdemont's hardline independence party is that it's managed to recover its status as the primary separatist force in the region, ahead of the outgoing ERC. Still, with no party winning a majority, there may be more surprises and developments in store for Catalan politics. Our final story today is about a German finger wrestling championship in the small Bavarian village of Bernboyen. Known as the Finger Hackeln, the sport involves two male competitors sitting on opposite sides of a table and hooking their fingers around a small leather loop. Each person then attempts to haul the other person across the table, often incurring dislocated fingers in the process, to the titillation of Bavarian beer drinkers watching from the crowd. The tradition has taken place since 1961 and apparently began as a way to settle disputes in the Alpine region between Germany and Austria. Ultimately, underpinning this topic is a lot of data, whether that's economics, trade patterns, polling, or demographics. A lot of the time in politics, you just have to understand the data. So if you want to get a better grasp on these things, I'd recommend Brilliant. They've just introduced a whole bunch of new data courses, which are perfect for learners of any level, taking you through everything from Bayes' theorem to multiple linear regression. It even uses real datasets from the likes of Starbucks, X, and Spotify to bring things to life. I'm not even a super mathematical person, and I still found it easy and enjoyable to work through. That's because of how Brilliant is designed, built around learning by doing, with thousands of interactive lessons in maths, data analysis, programming, and AI. The thing is that, like I said, you can learn all of these things quickly and easily, because Brilliant's courses are split into easy-to-digest chunks. Brilliant helps you build real knowledge in minutes a day, with fun lessons you can do whenever you have time, replacing mindless scrolling on the train or waiting for coffee with something actually stimulating and rewarding. So get learning across all kinds of STEM subjects for free for a full 30 days by clicking the link in the description. That way you'll also get 20% off an annual premium subscription, and they'll know that you came from us, which really helps us out.